It's time for the Savvy Realtor Podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole, the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty, serving you throughout the Triangle, teaching you about the ins and outs when it comes to buying or selling a home. You can find the team online by going to acolerealty.com. That's A-C-O-L-E realty.com, or by calling 919-578-3128. That's 919-578-3128. And now it's time for one of the top realtors in the Triangle, Angie Cole, and the Savvy Realtor Podcast. Angie, I want to talk to you about some of the top real estate fears that people have when it comes to buying and selling homes. And I want to see if you agree with these fears, if they are reasons to worry, but also how you help everyday folks overcome these kinds of things. Because I know that that's probably part of your job, is helping people feel comfortable in the process, right?
Most definitely.
Okay. So we're going to flip-flop. We'll go buyer fear and then a seller fear so nobody gets left out here. Often buyers worry that they can't afford their ideal home. Do you see that? And is that a realistic fear?
You know, I don't see it often, but sometimes I do see where buyers can get a little bit lost or kind of overwhelmed because they start looking at homes that are not within their ideal budget. Mm-hmm. So, you know, whenever it's time to start looking for a home, make sure you take the step first to call Angie Cole first to speak with me, but then from there we'll connect you with a great lender. And it's very important to speak with a lender if you are getting financing to understand, you know, the price range you should search within, because I have seen where some buyers will start off at a lofty number as far as a price point, only to find out that they do not feel comfortable or they cannot get approved for that number, and then they have to reduce their budget. So then it can be kind of upsetting, you know, because of course a home of higher value is going to have more bells and whistles. So then it's just kind of a letdown whenever you have to drop that price point. So, you know, I don't see that one a lot. I often see more times than not where people are actually pleasantly surprised. A lot of times I see, you know, buyers are like, oh, I'm not going to be able to afford what I want. And then they speak with a lender and like, wow, yeah, I actually can, you know? So, you know, I've seen it sometimes where they can't afford their ideal home, but most of the times I see where buyers are pleasantly surprised and they can.
A lot of that comes down to expectations,
yes,
I suppose. Yeah, and keeping those either in check or getting them adjusted can certainly help assuage that fear.
Exactly.
I think the fear there is the unknown.
Yeah.
So go out and get the information and eliminates that
go ahead and
worry.
Speak with a lender first and then start your home search.
Yeah, that's a really good suggestion. All right, let's flip over to the selling side. Another major fear that I feel is often reflected is that sellers worry the sales price will be too low and won't reflect the home's real value.
This one is true. I see this time and time again, but remember, sellers, that the real value is what the buyers in this market are willing to pay for your home. Right. So once again, talking about unrealistic expectations, you know, in your mind, your home might be worth a certain dollar amount, but if no one's willing to pay that amount for the home, well, clearly you are overpriced.
Right.
You know, so, you know, to understand what your home is worth, it's great to speak with a real estate professional now so they can share comparables with you so you can see what other homes are going for in your area, because that is what your home is worth. So if you are thinking about selling and you want to get an idea of what your home is worth in today's market, we would love to be that resource for you. You can text the word listing to the phone number 555-888. So once again, if you're thinking about selling and you want to get an idea of what your home is worth, just text the word listing to the phone number 555-888. Make sure you don't stop there, though. We will respond back with a text and with a link. Make sure you click that link and then input your physical address. And from there, we can give you an idea of what your home is worth in today's market.
Again, all you have to do is text the word listing to the number 555-888. So from your smartphone, LISTING, listing. Text that to the number 555-888, and you can find out that potential home value in today's market right there from your phone. It takes like 30 seconds to do that, so it doesn't take a very long time to send that text and put in that information. Another top worry in the real estate world is from buyers who are afraid they'll buy a home that they won't end up liking in the long run. Sounds like a silly fear, but I think it's actually, I've definitely had that through the 2 times I've bought a home. There's that worry that, and it's not just the buying process, but even the couple weeks after, there's maybe buyer's remorse that enters the equation sometimes, and you got to kind of battle through that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen where this has been a legit worry or concern. I typically see, though, if buyers have that buyer's remorse, it's immediate, and we've had transactions that either we've represented the buyer or we've represented the seller, and that buyer who made the offer, went under contract, decides to back out.
Yeah.
I typically see that really quickly. It is within the first week, they go under contract and they say, we've made the wrong decision. Maybe it's at the top of our budget. Maybe this wasn't a smart purchase. Maybe, actually, you know what? We don't love that home. We just felt pressure to make an offer because the market is, moving so quickly,
right,
and we didn't give it enough thought. So, I've never, or actually, I'm going to take this back. I've had one instance where someone has come to us because they just did not love their home. We didn't represent them when they bought the home, though. They approached us about selling. And it wasn't that they disliked their home. They just decided they didn't like the area and they wanted to be back towards where they just felt familiar. So I've seen that happen once. But yeah, as far as that buyer's remorse or not liking the home that you just purchased, typically I think you're going to feel that immediately as soon as you go under contract. I don't think it's something that years down the road, all of a sudden you're going to say, oh, I just hate our home. Because if you do, then it's like, okay, let's make a move, right? Because maybe your lifestyle or your family has changed to make you now dislike the home. But I don't think it was just the home that you bought.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Angie. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about buying a home. A lot of this, we're talking about information, is really arming yourself to eliminate some of these worries and these fears. From the buying side, Angie, I know you've put together an awesome guide that kind of walks you through the process of buying a home here in the Triangle, what to be thinking about as you go through the process. Really great for first-time home buyers, or if it's been a while since you've bought a home. I know there was a lot I forgot in the 6 years between our 2 home purchases. So it's a great refresher of kind of what's going on right now, what to be thinking about in the different steps of the process, and we call it the Home Buyer's Guide.
Yeah, sure thing. And just remember, even though you've purchased a home in the past, the North Carolina Real Estate Commission makes changes to our contract, our offer to purchase on a yearly basis. And so it's good to be in the know of just current standards and processes as far as buying a home. So if you're thinking about buying a home, whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're a repeat buyer, we would love to share with you our home buying guide, which just walks you through the steps of purchasing a home, helps you to understand the terminology that's important within those contract documents as well. And so to get a copy of our home buying guide, you can text the word contract to the phone number 555-888. So once again, to get a copy of our home buying guide, which walks you through the steps and the processes of buying a home, just text the word contract to the phone number 555-888.
And that'll allow you to download that buying guide right to your phone. All you have to do is send that text. The word is contract. Send it to the number 555-888. Click on the link to download the guide and view it on your smartphone. You can even email it to yourself for later viewing or reading on your computer at some other time as well. So it's a very useful tool there. Find out the home buying process. Get a reminder and a refresher of what to expect. Just download that guide by texting the word contract to 555-888. More to come on today's show. This is the Savvy Realtor with local agent Angie Cole. She and her team have helped about 600 people over the last 3 years, buy or sell here in the area. Pretty cool. We'll tap into that expertise some more coming up on today's show. Stay tuned.
Let's shine a little light on some of the Triangle's best areas right here on the Neighborhood Spotlight.
The Neighborhood Spotlight on the Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole, your Savvy Realtor here in the Triangle. I'm Walter Storholt. Thanks for being alongside us this week. And Angie, what's this week's Spotlighted neighborhood?
Yeah, so this week's Neighborhood Spotlight is in North Raleigh, and the neighborhood is called Durant Trails. I thought we would focus on the neighborhood where we have our listing of the week. So Durant Trails is right off of Falls of the Neuse and then off of Durant. So clearly that's how it gets its name, right? There are also great walking trails around there. So this is a neighborhood that has pool, tennis, so lots to do within the neighborhood. It's very close to the shopping right there off of Falls and Durant. So there's a lot of restaurants right down the street also from Lafayette Village, which is a really cool place.
Spot. We drive by here all the time.
Where you live now.
This isn't too far from our neck of the woods, so it's just a pretty little area up there.
Most definitely. It is a very mature neighborhood. So they started construction back in 1984. They completed around 2002. So it is a little bit of an older neighborhood, but I love going in there and seeing the homes whenever people go through and they remodel. A lot of the homes, they've started kind of flipping them. So although they might be a little bit older, the interior is showing all the newness and, just the newer up-to-date, I guess, color choices that a lot of us prefer.
Right.
Square footage wise, they range anywhere from around 1,200 square feet up to about 3,500 square feet. They are single-family homes.
Which is sometimes hard to find in that North Raleigh area. You've got a lot of 5,000 square feet homes up in that region.
You're exactly right. And this neighborhood is still reasonable as far as pricing goes. As far as pricing, homes are starting off still in the lower 300s. And, once again, that's tough to find in North Raleigh. So, there's a range, I'd say probably upper 200s to under 400,000 to be in this neighborhood. So once again, our neighborhood spotlight is Durant Trails in North Raleigh.
And some people don't view this maybe as a good feature of a neighborhood, but it's really close to the dump. Not like it's going to smell.
Right.
But it's really convenient when you need to make trips to the dump. As living a little bit further away from the dump, but still within it being very close and being a new homeowner, that's been awesome.
It's funny you say that. My husband had to make a trip yesterday because someone forgot to take the trash to the road, maybe me, whenever he was out of town, and that's normally his job. And we're just overflowing, especially with all of the Amazon Christmas gifts coming in the mail. It's ridiculous how much recycling we have right now. But so I guess it is a good feature. But, as long as it's not right next door, we're good.
Right. When we bought our home up there, I was like, we're going to do a lot of renovating. We've got a lot going on. I bought a trailer, and it's been really fun learning how to use it. I'm like, I'm a real man now. I've got a trailer, and I make trips to the dump. So my folks were visiting, and they live down at the coast. And that's like their Sunday routine. They always go to the dump every Sunday evening, and then they walk on the beach on their way home. And they love going to the dump. I don't know what it is. We always make fun of them about it, and because they're just like, I don't know, it's just fun going and throwing stuff away, and
that's
it's cleansing,
funny.
and it's just sort of our routine in the evening, and then we take our walk and come home.
That's like serious adulting. Have you heard of that phrase before? Yeah.
So
when you enjoy going to the dump.
He was helping me with a project, and so we were like, well, we got to take some stuff to the dump. So we went to the dump, and they were like, your dump is amazing up here. And that North Raleigh one is impressive.
It's like all these separated containers, and that's so funny.
They were like, we would just hang out here all day. It's so cool.
Only them.
Who would have guessed? But that's where we are in
night
life
at
now.
the dump.
Yes, exactly. So, well, very cool. That's a nice neighborhood there. And again, that is Durant Trails. If you'd like more information on this particular neighborhood, or if you're looking to buy or sell here in the Triangle and you'd like to learn about other neighborhoods that might be a good fit for your price range and some of the things that you're looking to get out of a home and out of a neighborhood, reach out to Angie Cole. She and her team are experts, obviously, throughout the Triangle, know all the different good spots that might be a great fit for your living situation. Just pick up the phone, give Angie a call. Again, the number is 919-578-3128. That's 919-578-3128. And Angie, just in case we have some new listeners here on the program, you and your team offer this awesome tool, particularly for sellers who are looking to sell their home in the near future, where they can kind of find out a great starting point for where they might be able to sell their home from a price standpoint.
Yeah, which I know most time is most important as far as, okay, what is the bottom line going to be? What is my home worth in today's market? So if you are thinking about selling your home, it's as easy as taking out your smartphone and texting the word listing to the phone number 555-888, and make sure you do not stop there, because we will then respond back and send you a link. Make sure you click that link and you input your address, and then from there we can give you an idea of what your home is worth. So once again, if you're thinking about selling, just text the word listing to the phone number 555-888.
That's all you have to do. Just pull out that smartphone, send a message to the number 555-888, and the message is simply the word listing, LISTING. listing. Text that to 555-888 and find out the potential value of your home if you were to sell it in today's market. All right, much more coming up on today's show. This is the Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole, and we will roll on again next.
It's time for the mailbag. We want to hear from you.
Art says, my wife and I are trying to downsize and move closer to our adult children. While there's no rush, we're hoping to move within the next year. When should we begin the process of selling our home? All right, so Art's starting off 2019 thinking about selling the house.
And we have a lot of people in Art's exact same situation. So honestly, it's never too soon to start that conversation. We always tell our future clients that if you're thinking about selling even in the next year, if you're still 12 months out, let's go ahead and chat now. Reason being is everyone's home based on location and price point can take a different amount of time to sell. And so we might say, hey, if you're thinking about moving on this date, let's list your home here. Or we might say, you know what, let's hold off because you might be homeless because your home's going to fly off the market. Also, it's very important for us to understand your current situation. Do you need to sell in order to buy your next home? Or would you prefer to go ahead and buy and then sell? So just starting that conversation now is important, just so we can give you some good guidance and feedback, just so you make sure that you take the next appropriate steps when it comes to selling your home.
You've been listening to the Savvy Realtor Podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole. She's the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty here in the Triangle. And if you have questions for Angie, we invite you to go online to acolerealty.com. Listen to past podcast episodes on the website, read the blog, and all the great information, including the option to find a home right there on the website. That's acolerealty.com. And you can also call Angie with your questions, 919-578-3128.